Hey, Wholeheads, welcome to Taco Tuesday. It's a kind of a taco two for Tuesday based on what happened this past weekend, but we'll get into that in just a moment. I'm Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, side by side with Frank. Here's the Cornhole dude. Cheers.
That was a different finger that I opened up with this week. That was hard to do.
Yeah, you get into your habits. It makes it difficult. Try doing it with the opposite hand. It'll end up
when
all
we were
over
in
our
Ann Arbor
computers.
all weekend, I had somebody actually opening my beers up for me. So that was nice. They had a little.
Oh, is that what you won on Thursday? Was the ability to have somebody else
open it for me?
Cheers.
Cheers, bud.
Here's to you. All right, here's the deal. Ann Arbor, we're going to get to it here in just a moment. Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti. But you saw that opening slide there of the folding warehouse where we hosted the major, and it was kind of cool having the long. You're going to see a little bit more of, well, a lot more of it here coming up. But the bags there on the tables, and it was kind of cool to see the players standing around watching each other through the fence and being able to line up all their bags and whatnot. So it was good stuff. And bags, and more good bags, and pins, and more good pins were all part of the entire weekend. But a couple of quick opening shout-outs. Our bag partners that we have up here on display today. Would you like to do the honors?
Let's do it. We got some of the humble goats. What is it? The deacons.
Those are the deacons.
The deacons are in the house.
And then these Corner Graphics, these CX bags are pretty cool. They're just called junk. I love the X'd out teddy bear. I think that's great. That's a great design right there. I like the colors and whatnot. Thanks, as always, to Hampton Farms. And coming up soon, thanks to Hampton Farms, we're going to have an opportunity for you to win one of the sets of the bags that's sitting up in front of us.
This is a new game you invented, Finn. I like it. I can't wait to play it, man.
You're going to have to pay very close attention, but it's very complex the way this is going to work. It's called the Shell Game from Hampton Farms. And, we can explain it right now. We're not going to do it this week, but we are going to start doing it in future weeks. And you never know when we're going to do it during the taco, but you have to be watching to win, because we're going to pick somebody that is making comments that at that point you have one shot at it to win. And basically there's going to be a peanut from Hampton Farms either under this bag or this bag. And all you have to
do is guess which bag it's under, and you win a set of bags.
Guess awesome. Which bag it's under. We'll do the reveal. If you're right, you win that set of bags. If you're wrong, we move on to the next week.
So here's an idea. We need to get together with Hampton Farms to keep your shell game going, and we actually get them to make molds of big peanut shells that we can shuffle around on the table with bags underneath them.
That's what we do. And then what we do is we have a giant mouth over top of the peanut, over top of the bag, and then we move those around.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be real simple. But we will be doing it during the taco broadcast, and you never know when. So it encourages you to be watching at any given time. And it could be you winning a brand new set of bags from one of our 60-plus bag partners. And thanks to Corner Graphics and and the guys that rocked out these deacons they're awesome too.
The Humble Goat,
appreciate it. Humble Goat Bag Company. So since we're talking about the things that we usually set the show up with, let's remind you about the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and then you'll immediately ring that bell. So any new content, whether they're shorts or otherwise, that we post will pop up there and let you know.
Can we sign some royalty rights to use that song, Ring That Bell? What is that song that goes
You
like
Can
that?
Ring My Bell.
Yeah, You Can Ring My Bell.
Disco song?
You always say Ring My Bell, and that makes me think of that all the time. That might be the moment that we clip that in right there.
Well, it might be public domain by now. That was back in the disco era, I think, back in the... Who was that sang
I don't remember. We'll tell you next time.
It wasn't Patti LaBelle. That would make too much
sense. If you know who it is, tell us on...
damn, I know who it is. I just can't think of who it is. Well, I wanted to change it to LaBelle, and then we put his face there.
Oh, that might be a good thing, too.
Punch his nose right there, and then all of a sudden you get...
If we could get LaBelle's head on this little guy with a bell in it, we could just... Flick it.
Let me work on that. I have an idea. All right. So that said, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out the videos. Run down the rabbit hole if you want to. There's some great stuff there. Classic video. And again, hit that bell so we can let you know when there's new stuff being posted. Our bag partners, as we've discussed up here, not only are there 60+ bag partners that are running down in a scroll underneath what we do week in and week out. And this is probably a good time to remind you that renewal on the bag program for the coming season is at the same price. Is coming up here in 3 days.
Yep.
So you've got the next 3 days to get in there, renew at the price that you were in this year, the price it takes the remainder of this year and all of next season. kicks in for everybody after April 1st. So,
Right, and right now, I talked to Tina earlier this morning, and I believe it's 19 bag partners have already renewed for next season.
great.
Plus another new one that's come on board. So again, those bag partners, it's not like they can't jump on after it, but this is when they get to get on the early bird special.
Yeah, you get that early bird. And the key to that is, again, if you are new to the taco, if you're throwing bags from one of these bag partners, all stamped bags next year, regionals and majors. So you're going to want to make sure if you found a set of bags or a line that's comfortable flying out of your paw, that you are making sure that your bag company is a partner, because only licensed and approved bag partners are going to be allowed to have their bags featured in regionals and in majors played, period. So
right.
Again, it's an 18-month ramp up to this point. Everybody's had plenty of time to find a set that they like, or multiple sets that they like from a maker. The makers have had plenty of places and time to find players that they want representing, and are still adding to those teams, which is cool for Punta Gorda. We'll talk about that here in a moment as well. But 3 days left to enjoy the same pricing from the first season. After that, kicks up just a little bit as well. So just wanted to give you the heads up on that. And that's the scroll that you're seeing rolling before. Now, our bag partners that are now involved in the Worlds and the Tailgater, that's a whole different story, baby. We got, a little over a dozen, 15, 16 bag makers already that are scrolling now that are part of the Tailgater for the Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, there's an opportunity to have as many as 32 of them involved. So far, 15 have committed. There's still plenty of time for other bag partners to sign up. But Finn, this is going to be awesome. You're actually looking right now on the screen at TNT. Was one of the partners that jumped on board that has submitted a design. So has IMF. They've got a nice bag, one that they sent out. But so all of our bag partners are coming in there and going to be promoting one of the 32 tournaments. And so players will actually be playing in that tournament with only that bag partner's bag. So it's a great way for our bag companies to get their bags into the hands of the players, the people that actually are going to buy their product.
And when you buy into it too, you also get a set of boards. I mean, what else do you get with that package?
Well, I was actually just talking about the players, but now you're talking about actually these tailgater guys that the bag partners. They get a whole killer program, right? I mean, for their whole package, they get to take home a board, they get to promote their bags, they get a 10x10 booth that's going to be there at the event, allowing them to sell their product. And or have their own little tailgate zone going on at the World Championships, much like we've been doing more and more at these recent majors where people like Ruthless and IMF and Gusto and stuff like that are coming in at TNT are setting up booths and Luckies and setting up booths and having their players, their crew, hang around and party with them in their tent while they're also selling the merchandise.
And I've been working on this too, so I tried to memorize all of those that have already jumped in. So let me see if I can do this. All right,
you were pretty good at. You got a great memory.
I got to focus. Okay, it was Arcane bags, Basement bags, Cornhole, BD bags. Let me know if I missed one. Blueprint bags, BP bags, and boards who we had up here featured last week. Gusto, Cornhole. IMF, as you mentioned, Killer Bees Cornhole LLC, Lucky's Over the Top Cornhole.
And if you're missing this, check the list that's scrolling across the front.
I'm not looking. We have a monitor in front. I'm not looking at that. I don't want to cheat. So then Pitch Bags, alphabetically, Ruthless Bags Company.
Cover your eyes on this last few.
Slingers, TNT Cornhole, and Weiss Series Cornhole.
You did it, baby.
Bam! Sweet.
Oh, no, it is exciting, dude. A lot of those companies were companies that were involved with the Tailgater program last year, and a lot of them are new. And I'll tell you what, if you are a bag company and you're just tuning in and you're not part of this Tailgater program, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what you're doing, because we do not have a better thing on the block all season long than being part of this Tailgater program. And if you're a player tuning in and you're planning to come to the World Championships, really, this is the best thing going at the World Championships.
You have all week long.
You have all week long. You have 8 different tournaments a day to play in. The one thing that's really critical, just to get this out there, because we're going to be blasting players with this all as we lead into the World Championships. You will not be able to play in any Tailgater event, A, if you're an ACO pro or a newly recognized pro or a recognized pro from any other league, you are not allowed to compete in the ACO tailgater zone. B is that you will not be allowed to be playing in any current World Championships tournaments down on the first floor. You can only be playing, and you're only eligible to play in the tailgater zone upstairs if you are knocked out and not doing anything down below. Right. That's really important, Finn, because we can't have these players going back and forth.
Because you don't want to hold up any other bracket down low. So basically, another way of saying that is if you are still involved downstairs, you can't really be involved upstairs and downstairs at the same time. We don't have a fire pole for you to get down or a bat pole for you to get down and up. So know that and budget your time accordingly. You'll know what your schedule looks like, and we will be there to remind you. But I prefer to say if you are this, then be wary and don't do this instead of you're not allowed.
And if you cued something there, it was the word budget too.
Yeah.
The one thing that's cool about the tailgater event is not only is the budget nice for a partner who is a bag manufacturer, but as a player. Tuesday and Wednesday, entry fee for this, and it's only taking walk-ups, right? Only taking walk-ups. It's $10.
$10.
$10 a tournament. They're all going to be luck of the draw. They're all going to be double elimination. We have a cap at 64 teams, 128 players per event. Thursday, Friday, it jumps to $20. It just jumped to $20. That's what our normal luck of the draw is anyway. So you got the early bird special during the first half of the week. $10 a tournament.
I love it.
Once you win, then we're going to take the top 2 players from each of the 32 teams. Those 2 teams from each of the 32 teams will advance to the final field of 64 on Saturday for all the marbles.
On Championship Saturday. So, and again, no pros are allowed. So everybody's got that shot to take home what is a jersey and a trophy that the pros can't get.
Right.
You can't get it. So it's really exclusive and very cool. It's
open
wide
to the
open.
public, too. Open to the public. You do not have to be an ACO member to actually play in the tailgate.
Well, and that's the other thing, because we're going into Throwensboro, Kentucky, and we've built, I think, a following in that part of the state where we may see some people come literally out of the woodwork or out of the distillery or out of the VFW hall and throw down. So that could be a little bit of a wild card there as well. But I always say there's 2 things ACO family members love to do. They love to play cornhole. When they're not playing cornhole, the other thing they do is look for a place to play cornhole. Well, you don't have to look any further than the top of the stairs or the elevator. So it's a full week to keep you engaged and excited about playing, and it's an opportunity even to practice even more and still have an opportunity to win as a result of it. I know we spent a lot of time on that, but this is a huge part of the World Championships, which is going to be a huge World Championship. So you've seen all our partners there. We'll roll back to just our 60-plus bag partners here in just a moment. And you know what we thought? There is no time to Phil this week because we don't have a major coming up this weekend. The next opportunity for Phil to start prognosticating
what better place
from the bunker is going to be Vegas.
Yeah, what better place?
And we'll get into some of the Vegas talk here in just a moment. But we thought we would bring something back because for 2 reasons. One reason, and another reason just occurred to me. And it's because nobody knows good shot making or pricing better than the Pyle family. And we'll get into that here in just a moment. But let's get back and let's take a look at what was pretty amazing stuff from South Bend here with Rich Pyle and the shot of the week.
Thanks, Finn and Frank. Welcome to this segment brought to you by Hold Nation. I'm your host, Rich Pyle. I'm going to show you a cornhole shot from a recent tournament. A pivotal shot. A game-changing shot. A shot you don't get to see every day. Check out this shot of the week.
In this shot of the week, Caleb Hurt shows us how he gets around or over the block shot. Check it out.
Thanks for watching this week's Shot of the Week. Now let's turn it back over to the Taco Show with Frank and Finn at the ACO World Headquarters. Frank, Finn?
HQ it is. How about that? And it's funny. That comes from South Bend earlier in the season. And it's an amazing shot when you see it what's amazing to me is how often we see it now.
That was like an Evel Knievel bag, the way that kind of hobbled over like 3 buses in a row.
Yeah, it was like those were the Caesar's Palace fountains shooting up, and he went up and over. And the only difference is, well, actually, Evel Knievel landed in
He rolled over stuff all the time.
Yes, he did. So the only good news is, I guess, for the Project 13s there from 724 from Caleb, they didn't break any bones. But yeah, thanks, Rich, for the shot of the week. Now, speaking of the piles and shot of the week, shot pricing of the weekend goes to Tracy Pyle.
Dude, it went to Tracy, man. She rolled into the place with a bunch of players from Michigan and stuff like that. She finds out that it's $7 a shot, right? So she goes up and is immediately negotiating with one of our friends now, the Scotts, that own the Foaling House up there. But she did. She was able to manage getting like 3 shots. I think one was like a Jolly Rancher shot, one was Fireball shot, and I forget what the third one was. But they had...
That's because you know what the first 2 were.
I mean, they had a table. They were playing credit card roulette, too. They had a table of like 15 to 20 of them up there by the bar, and the loser, had to buy shots. So it was fun. Congratulations to Tracy Pyle supporting the players and finding a way to reduce the prices of the shots.
And I think she was on a winning team or did pretty well in one of the divisions as well. We'll get to the results here in just a moment. But speaking of winners, College Station, Texas, although it seems like forever ago, wasn't that long ago. And we had a great time there as well on St. Patty's Day weekend. And who better to walk away with the survey winning opportunity with the free early entry to future singles and doubles in a major $120 value than Charlie Case from Lucky's. Are you kidding me? On St. Patrick's Day
on
weekend?
St. Patrick's Day, Lucky's does it, man. So it was great, man.
But that's good, and that's what those we send out those surveys, and we'll probably be sending out quite a few more surveys and some different questions we've been asking kind of internally to find out what you think about this. But we appreciate you filling them out. They make a big difference. They really do. And you could end up scoring like Charlie did there. But I love the fact that it was Lucky's winning on St. Patrick's Day weekend. And I don't think that was intentional. I really don't. Because Margaret Barrett, if nothing else, her ethical standards are up here, way above the edge of the camera. Right.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, we'll stop on talking about Charlie anymore, but he had a heck of a great run there as a player, and there as well.
In College Station.
In College Station at Legends.
Well, we just wrapped up in Ann Arbor, as you heard. The shot pricing was great. There's another interesting thing about the bar we're going to discuss, which is something that every bar should do. And we did a version of this when I was in college, but this is taking it to a whole new level. But we couldn't have done it without our team. Thanks to Mia Ray, who was there holding her own. I mean, she knocked it out of the park with Jesse Hempy. Nicely done. And a little backside support from Chris Clark. And you're getting a look at the Foaling Warehouse now. You're getting really a chance to see. You saw some of the bar when we had Scott on the other day, but now you're really starting to see the size of the facility.
The exciting thing for me, Finn, is as we look and prepare to go back there for next season, which is the game plan, I believe, is that we were a little bit nervous of how the flow was going to go at this facility and stuff, and how many courts we could really fit in amongst the Foaling courts and things. What we did figure out, though, is that next year we should be able to support another 40 to 60 players at this event.
That's awesome.
Because last year when we were in Ann Arbor, we had over 250 players. Well, scaling it back and capping it at 160 because of this new venue, it was kind of bummer. We had to leave a lot of people, out of play because
one more, baby.
Cisco didn't sign up, and Jamal didn't sign up, and Gary Ferguson didn't sign up on time, and the list goes on of players that wanted to play singles but didn't get their tickets in time.
Now you're getting a little visual cue as to what it was you were missing, and don't wait so late next time, and we'll have it even more space. But thanks again to Tammy and Junior Williams who helped pull this off, and of course Rich and Tracy. We may mention the Piles as well. And then IMF was on site. You'll see their booth here in a moment with Clinton. His daughter was there. She's worked out her own abstract bags, by the way.
Dude, I saw her taking more money in than Clinton. I can tell you that right now.
That's a good job.
I do want to say thanks to Clinton, though, too, because he helped with a tremendous job with the setup and stuff like that. So.
And Cisco and Ruthless were there. And it was a big kind of weekend for birthdays between them. You said Cisco Jr. celebrated his birthday on Saturday, and then Clinton gets home just in time to celebrate his birthday yesterday. So you got to love those March babies. Got to love it. Pisces, baby, Pisces. And these guys, again, are in danger of becoming road dogs before I do. I won't have been to 13
I'm
majors.
not sure.
And
Cisco and IMF, between the two of them, Ruthless and IMF, they're right on pace, dude.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, we're rolling the results underneath, so you can see everybody that scored big time there. I did want to throw out a special congratulations to Hollywood Page, who tied for 5th in singles, just because I love the name Hollywood Page.
I've always thought Hollywood was a pretty cool name, man.
That's great. But I see Sing Sing there. I see a handful of familiar, well, not more than a bushel basket full. There you go. There's Clinton and his daughter and his team.
Yep.
But they had this mystery beer machine.
Oh, that might be her transaction right now.
Talk about this. Look at that. Look at that.
Selling the bags, man. Nice. The mystery machine, dude. Finn, this was classic.
Zoinks! Mystery machine.
We get in there. Actually, you say Zoinks. That's pretty funny because we gave away a pair of dash bags this weekend.
Oh, is that right?
That was called Zoinks.
Zoinks?
From dash bags. But anyway, they have this mystery machine, dude. I loved it. It was something that it was basically an old Coke machine or something like that now is filled with beers, right? And they took the different buttons along the side, and you had different levels of beers that you could buy. They had a $1, a $2, a $3, and a $4. And you didn't know what kind of beer you were going to get out of it, although they did the owners kind of classified the ones that they wanted to do at the different categories. But we sold out of the $1 in the first hour that people came into the place.
Before breakfast was over, probably.
But I enjoyed actually doing like the $4 beer because I think $4 is a fair price to pay for a beer, and liked doing the chance of getting a nice IPA or a nice ale and that's what we did. It was fun. We would make some bets. We'd play a little game of cornhole or whatever, and who would lose would go buy us a round of mystery beers or whatever. And
I love it.
We would all get up there. And we'd get our own little beer, and we actually got to the point where we started getting shot glasses so we could do flights. So we would all get a mystery beer, and then we would do our own little flights together, so we'd all share our mystery beers.
You could get 4 beers basically for $10 and build a flight out of that. I'll tell you, when we come to town, we bring nothing but high class, baby. I love it. But the mystery beer machine, a great idea. And you got a sense of watching the video here and seeing the players that are there, what the folding warehouse looks like. Lots of open space, big polished concrete floors. They didn't strip them down or whatever. They just polished them and they look great and look like everybody had a good time. And I think if you go into a folding warehouse near you, whether it's Detroit or here in Cincinnati or Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, they're going to start popping up around the country. Go in there and see if you can't get to know the owners, because I'm sure once this video and the word gets out from Scott, we may find ourselves in a few more of these warehouses getting started with them as well. So thanks to his team. Good stuff, and we certainly appreciate it. Now, this has almost been the whole nation episode of the Taco, because what we still have, literally a pile of majors still to go before the end of season 18.
Pile of majors.
And who better to tell you about that pile of majors
I love it.
than the piles themselves and our friends from Whole Nation.
Hey, you looking to pick up some points before Worlds? I'm Rich Pyle of Whole Nation and the host of the ACO Game Zone Challenge. Here's some upcoming majors where you can pick up those points. On April 7th and 8th, the Las Vegas Major. The Cedar Rapids Major in Iowa on April 14th and 15th. And the Dodge City Major on the 14th and 15th of April.
We're heading back to the beautiful Grand Traverse Resort, April 21st and 22nd. This is also a Pro Series event. The Mobile Major in Alabama will take place May 5th and 6th. This is also a Pro Series event.
On behalf of Whole Nation and the ACO Game Zone Challenge, I'm Rich Pyle reminding you that whether it's slick or sticky side down, you gotta bring it.
All right, so there you go. That is representative of the pile of majors we still have left to go. What?
I was just going to say, and he said it already on there, but I just want to reiterate, because we just had it happen in Ann Arbor. People not buying their tickets and getting shut out. There's plenty of tickets for all these majors currently right now, but some of them are hotter than other ones. And if you want to play in a specific major, you need to go out and get your ticket early, Finn. I mean, if you don't, it's nobody's fault but yours. I mean, Tina and the team have these things online for people to buy all season long.
Yeah, and reminders will be coming out, but you already know the schedule. If you're watching this program, you know the schedule. Now, the one I want to talk about right now is Vegas, because so much happens in Vegas, and we've been so many times, from the World Championships. What was it, 16 there at Top Golf, to back at the Westgate. I mean, hell, it was kind of fun to go see the Elvis movie. Have you seen that yet?
Yes, I have. It's awesome.
The
Westgate our place.
was the International back in the day, and that's where Elvis stayed. I mean, there's so much history and so much coolness, and you love the room. Get on there and get those Vegas tickets, because this is going to be another good one. And if you have the time, I don't know if you'll have as much time as I did the last time I was there, but something that I did, I bought one of those rail passes.
Okay? Oh, yeah.
And each day I explored a different third of the strip.
Yeah.
I cut out an hour or 90 minutes, and I went all the way down and then did a third, and then I got back on.
It's like only $1 or something. Like, it's really easy to get around.
It's a few bucks, but you can use it any time during the period of time. But if you haven't seen the whole strip, and sometimes I think we're all sort of victim to this. We go somewhere, we end up getting there, and we go into wherever we're playing, and you're there all day and all night. And if you don't get out and go experience what's going on around you, I mean, Vegas has changed so much over the years. It was a real eye-opener for me. I had been there, in the mid-90s, mid-2000s. I probably hadn't been there other than the World Championships. But I didn't get a chance to explore. Well, I did this time. And it was just amazing to go see things like the Bellagio fountains, or just different things, the different hotels and different things that they got. And then the hub is right there at the Westgate to get on the rail.
Yeah.
So it's real easy to do. So if you have an opportunity, get your tickets for Vegas and get that rail pass. I think you can get one for 3 days, and just pick out little bits and pieces of Vegas. I know
it's a safe, easy way of getting around.
And you guys had a great time in Old Vegas too.
That was a blast.
The Piles.
We won some dough there, Rich and I did. The ladies claimed to be part of that, but we let them pull this lever a couple times.
Eric, do you remember what we were doing when they did that?
You're getting on a flight, weren't you?
We were sleeping on your couch.
That's right.
We were both. He had one couch. I had the other couch. We're like laying flat on the floor. Like, you guys go on and go. That sounds like a couple's thing. So we ended up sleeping in the hotel room there.
So much fun.
Spent some great quality time around the pool. That's a great pool area.
And I love going out and seeing Michael Mann and that whole crew, and Eric Hubbard and his whole crew with Las Vegas Cornhole. And there's a lot of good cornhole players out there. It's a great cornhole community, and hopefully I get to see some good friends from the Utah markets and the Arizona markets and Southern Cal that are coming out.
Well,
so it's going to be fun.
And this is one too. I mean, we have a handful of them on the schedule that are vacation kind of things.
Poolside is awesome.
And the poolside is great, but take a day up front, take a day on the back. I know this late in the season, vacation time comes a little bit. It's early in the year, but late in the season. You got to kind of budget all that, knowing it's coming up. But don't miss Vegas. It really, there's nothing in the world like it. There really isn't. And so don't miss out on this one. The play space. The Westgate. It's awesome. And I would just encourage you to get out and explore and make a big time out of it. So that's my and I don't even work for the Vegas CVB, but I'm just telling you, that's what I did last time, and it changed.
Maybe you can send that clip in.
Yeah, it changed everything for me when I went out. Looking forward to the next time I get a chance to get out there and be a part of it. So something else that we've added, we brought back the shot of the week with Whole Nation, but something that we've added that I just love and would encourage you to be a part of. Send your photos and your descriptions of these photos to taco@americancornhole.com. This is what we call ACO B4. What were you doing before cornhole became such a big part of your life, or before the ACO? And we've seen everything from the Hertz playing Pee Wee baseball to Kim Dice to Amber Fretwell on the free throw line to Jack Harcrow in front of the race cars. Well, this one of the bigger studs in the ACO right here, a guy who helped you kind of clean up a little bit. Should be set up and clean up. If it
should be thumping my chest right now. This is my partner, but I'm not allowed to say who it is, right?
Oh, you can say who it is.
Yeah?
Come on now. Like, people don't know.
No, come on. I don't know. Who is that?
They're looking at this stud. They're going, that has to be. That has to be.
Am I allowed to say it?
Yeah.
All right. Junior Williams,
Junior
baby!
Williams. You know why? And I don't take this the wrong way, Junior, but you can tell by the black and white photos and the
by the black and white photos
and the fade on some of them that it ain't the Hurt Boys. I'll tell you that much again.
So, but no, let me talk about my boy Junior Williams. Let me talk about my boy Junior Williams.
Do it.
He and I ended up taking first place.
Oh, stop it.
With Stuart Graham and Austin Douglas in the first ever cornhole bowling tournament that Thursday night is part of the welcome bash. And, it was my toss in the end and falling that knocked down the single.
So what you're telling me,
claim the crown,
it was
baby.
your football toss and not this high school stud's football toss that got the job done.
Yeah, it was he and I and the team. It was a team effort, man. We both.
That's what he's saying now. That's not what he was saying about.
Well,
35 minutes ago.
I will say, Stuart Graham and Austin Douglas, they got like last place in the Foaling division, but they got first place in Cornhole. We got third place in Cornhole and
first place in
Foaling, baby.
Well,
so it was a lot of fun, dude. So next year we're going to do that again. And have a lot more fun with it.
I think that is fun, and I think that might be a little bit of a cue, even if they're not at folding warehouses. It might be kind of cool to make the opening bashes like if it's not half cornhole, half this, 90% cornhole, but then there's one other thing, some other challenge that you have to perform in. So it just changes it up just a little bit. But you can see Junior, and what's funny is it took me a second, some of these group photos, to figure out which one he was. But I mean, look at the guy, multi-sport, football, hoops.
So I didn't check on that baseball one where somebody's sliding in. Is he like the shortstop or second baseman there?
He's making the throw. I don't know if it went over the first baseman's head or he got there or whatever. The bottom line is he was offered a scholarship, I think, for baseball, but Tammy said he married me instead. Oh. So you know what? That's a lifetime.
That's a winner right there, baby.
It's a lifetime scholarship, baby, and I guarantee you, everybody you went to high school with would have traded you any scholarships they got for what you walked away with out of
So
that
I wonder, we need to have now a Tammy throwback, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought we for sure would have saw her as a cheerleader, at least in this mix. Yeah. But I'm missing that prom night, photo. I want to see the prom night photo of Tammy and Junior.
Yeah. Early prom night.
Yeah, not the late night prom night.
Early prom night, Tammy. All right. So again, let us know what you used to do. We love reintroducing you to the ACO family and letting them know what you were all about beforehand. These photos are so much fun to see. Taco at AmericanCornhole.com. We've still got a couple on deck that we're going to get to. So if you've sent them, don't worry, we've got them. But Taco at AmericanCornhole.com. So thanks again.
I can't help but think about that one that was sent in to us while I was in Ann Arbor. That was from our dear friend the Oz. But
oh yeah, well, those are coming soon.
And the fact that he said that it's hanging in my mom's house. I'm like, are you serious?
It's framed. Do you have that one handy? You want to give a little sneak preview?
Oh, because I'm telling you. Cornhole fans and family, it is probably the funniest shot I've ever seen in my life.
It's so good. It was. I mean, it'll make you think twice about the whole invention of photography. Honestly, this is a beauty. But he went home to see Mom over the weekend and brought home some great pictures. So we're gonna have an ACO before of Eric Heinemann.
I can't get that image out of my head. That was so.
It's sort of burned like a photographic plate in the back of my eyes as well.
We digress. Stuff. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sure if we look, although you're like Benjamin Button, you just keep looking younger and younger. It's so weird.
Shit.
Yeah, that's not good.
It was so bad. I thought I don't want to say it on the air.
It's not bad. It's
that haircut and that pose. Everything about it's so wonderful.
All right. Are we gonna do next? Are we gonna do those next week?
I wish you could flip it in now. Because now is the perfect time.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna do them next week. We're gonna do them after Vegas. So you're gonna have to go Chippendales dancer, Heinemann. You have to figure out which one's which. Very good. All right. Well, I think
stuff.
That's pretty much going to do it. Now, if you were in Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, and you were at the Foaling Warehouse, you didn't see yourself in the video. We got the slideshow going to roll here at the end. So stay tuned. Keep an eyeball on that, and we'll roll that slideshow for you as well. Thanks to everybody that came out to Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti. Thanks again to the fine folks at CX and Humble Goat Baggers,
Corner
Graphics, and again, thanks to our friends at Hampton Farms.
Where's our peanut challenge?
We're not doing it this week. We're
going to
start it. We're telling you about it this week so you can be prepared for it in the coming weeks. I already know. None. I win no fists. Wow, that sounds terrible. Anyway, so the bottom line is, here comes the slideshow. Take your Taco Tuesday back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. Side by side with Frank, here's the Cornhole Dude, constantly reminding you,
keep on pitching.